an inferior gender. You can't start off the podcast like that, bro. What are you talking about? You're gonna get us canceled. You can't say shit like that. We're rolling? Alright, so, episode 10, baby. What's up?
What's wrong with you?
We'll have to talk offline about that anyway. Episode 10.
Alright, okay. Alright, wow. I can't just, you gonna skip over that. Like,
Alright, so anyway. I asked you if you had listened to the Migos album, Culture 3. You said no.
No, yeah.
And it made me think about hip-hop as a genre.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of hip-hop now gets criticized because it doesn't have a lot of substance to it.
Right.
Right? The whole mumble rap, whatever.
Yeah.
And as I was thinking about it, I thought that maybe that's a sign of hip-hop maturing in a way. Because the reason I say that is if you look at any other genre, it's full of hits of them not really saying much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sure, you'll get the fucking deep love song every now and then.
Yeah,
right? You'll
far in between.
Right, but it happens in every genre. Every now and then, and it'll be a hit maybe. But like pop, country, I saw some statistic that 1 in every 3 country songs references beer. 1 in every 4 references their mom, and 1 in every 5 references their tears. So maybe hip hop has had an unfair requirement up until now that it needs to have all of this for it to be popular. So there's always going to be those that provide substance. Kendrick, Cole, Hove, yeah, the list goes on. It's a long list. But I think that maybe the prevalence of more focused on the feeling you get over the words. That's what music is. It's the feeling you get. That's why it's so popular. So I'm thinking maybe it's a sign of it maturing. It was just a thought that I had.
No.
Why not?
Simply because the generations upcoming aren't maturing. And today's rap is made up of the current generation.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I'm not saying that the artists are maturing. I'm saying the genre.
No. So these stipulations of substance, wanting substance, has always been. I mean, that's always been a thing that people complain about and talk about.
With hip hop.
Yeah, with hip hop.
Not with any other genre.
No.
And hip hop is a young genre, relatively.
So what I think it is because of race. Who makes up the genre of hip hop?
Black people.
Right.
It's a black music.
I like to say brown because I'm not black. My shirt is black. My skin is not. So if I say brown, I mean black people. So I think it just comes from a standpoint of having a higher stipulation on what is required of brown people to be accepted. And that, I mean, that goes a great example is the whole, a lot of the artists that their stance against the Grammys of why certain artists don't get recognition at the Grammys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like every time when it comes to a sport, a music, or anything that's predominantly made up of minorities or brown people, there's always a higher level of
but if you look at the music that makes it mainstream and popular, it's not a high caliber of lyricism.
I know.
So it's almost like
because no one can. People that actually listen to music, first of all, let's think about anything that people have comments about, like any whether it's sports, whether it's movies. Think about the people that are criticizing it. If you look at the actual people that are criticizing it, it isn't the people that are criticizing aren't the people that actually participate in it. Right?
Okay.
Like most people that are criticizing hip hop aren't hip hop enthusiasts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because anybody that loves hip hop is gonna love just the raw authenticity, like whatever, of putting together a series of words, the beat, the whatever, and making a hit. Anybody that loves hip hop is gonna have that general. They may not so much care for that music, and like or that artist as a whole, but they're gonna respect it, and they're not gonna critique it. I guess you can say. Sports. People that are criticizing certain sports aren't lovers of that sport most of the time. Obviously, you have some that are lovers of the sport that just kind of like to stir up stuff, but for the most part, it's people that's on the outside. Like you can the list can go on and on and on about the critics of stuff. Like most of the time, the critics aren't even people that are involved in it, involved in the creation of it, involved in the monetizing of it. It's like that's. I mean, I don't really pay attention to it. And I think people, because I mean, basically, it's people trolling. Most people that troll, don't have a deep love for whatever they're trolling. Otherwise, they wouldn't troll it. Because when you have a deep love for something, when you have a deep love for a genre of music, like that means you have respect for it. So you wouldn't knock somebody just because they're creating a content that you may not like or agree with. It's like it is what it is.
I'm not necessarily talking about the critique. I'm just talking about what gets played. You know what I'm saying? Like what gets popular.
I don't keep up with. Like I don't listen to radio and stuff like that. So yeah. I guess I would be a bad person to
Speaking of popular, Good Kid, Mad City has spent over 480 weeks in the Billboard 200. It's 8 years. It's over 8 years. So now it's broken the record for the longest running hip hop album in the Billboard 200. Classic. That album is
that's
so
another
good.
thing that I feel like when something major happens, I feel like it is downplayed. Like people don't really understand.
No, that's huge.
People don't take the time.
That's huge.
But how come we haven't seen that all over social media? Or
I've seen it all over mine.
Oh,
I've seen hip hop heads posted. I've seen it was posted on XXL. It was posted on Hip Hop DX? Like I've seen it posted everywhere on my show.
What did you just name? You just named magazines.
Well,
and blogs.
a country thing isn't going to post it. Just like hip hop, just like XXL isn't going to post about a long running country song.
No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a. You're proving my point right now. What I'm saying is, regardless of what genre it falls up, when it comes to music, something been on a billboard. First of all, is the Billboard just hip hop?
No.
Okay, so if something has been on the Billboard, which is not just hip hop, whether it's a hip hop album, a pop album, a country album, a fucking jazz album, if it's been on there for 8 years,
it's huge.
Right. So how come only the things that are plugged in and tapped into that genre talking about it?
I think it's because it's only the record for hip hop. I think the actual record is held by other genres. But I mean, I understand what you're saying. It's huge.
Bro. Stop it.
Let me ask you something. Completely unrelated. Horrible segue.
I hate when you do that. But go ahead.
Well, we were just going to talk in circles anyway. But
talking in circles.
If you were a porn star, what would your porn name be? You had to come up with a stage name. What would it be? Think of something.
Dude, that's hard.
You're about to get a $10 million contract to put out 100 films. You need a stage name. What's it gonna be?
That's hard, man. That's hard. Like, what? You know how much thought has to be put into that?
I don't think I don't think people work really hard on their porn names.
What? Your porn name is your brand.
Yeah, but
some people can use their actual name.
Well, but porn names, I mean, they're not big because of their name. They're big because of their porn. So I feel like...
No, I think it's a combination.
Because think of the big ones like Johnny Sins. Like, he didn't have to think...
I don't know this.
He's probably the highest grossing male porn star ever.
That's crazy.
Right? I don't know that for a fact, but I would have to imagine it because, like, you see him everywhere. He's got, like, endorsement deals with, like, apps and advertisements and, like, he's crazy. There's always memes about him. Anyway, you got, what, Mandingo. He ain't put no thought into that. Like...
No, that's cheating.
So what would your name be?
I don't know, man. I can't believe Twan.
Just Twan?
No,
short.
That's stupid.
So then what would it be?
I don't know, man.
Something like...
Well, okay,
Black Magnum? Like, what would it be?
The Black Hammer.
There you go, Black Hammer.
No, what would your be?
Curiosity. Because it killed the cat.
Bro. Bro.
And you know what? Satisfaction brought it back. Yes, sir.
Bro, that sounds like a stripper name.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the stage.
No, actually, when I was at the strip
Curiosity.
club, and one of the I this was a long time ago, but it was like 3 p.m. I went, yeah, and it was dead, obviously. And one of the strippers said that my stripper name would be White Lavender.
I can see that.
I fucks with that.
I can see
But my porn name, Curiosity. It also plays into my love for space because Curiosity is the name of one of the rovers on Mars. But it also killed the cat.
Bro, there's something wrong with you.
There's a lot wrong with me, man.
Like you stay up late at night and be like,
against my will.
like,
But yeah.
You know what's gonna kill him? Like, how, I don't even know.
I came up with a new pickup line.
What?
I haven't figured out the best way to word it, but the premise of it is, you want your period to come early or 9 months late? What kind of energy are we on?
I don't know what to say back to that. But that brings me to something.
Okay, good.
So I told someone, I said, hey, there's a certain famous person that if she gave me a chance, I'm booming in her.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, but I thought you don't want a bunch of kids. I said, it's not about the kid.
It's about the paycheck.
No, it's not even about the paycheck. It's about if you have a baby mama, you have a special place in her heart.
Mm.
So it's about the longevity of being able to keep getting some, to keep hitting it. Because if you just hit it once, you don't get her pregnant, then she can be like, oh no, it was a one-time thing, I don't want to do no more. But if you get her pregnant, she got to continue to deal with you, at least for 18 years. And the only way, and I said the only way, I said for most part.
Yeah, assuming she just doesn't abort it.
No, dude, come on. Everybody's pro-life these days.
Nobody's pro-life these days.
Okay, whatever.
Plan B pills are at an all-time high. I got a Planned Parenthood membership.
Can we turn the camera?
Buy 4, get the 5th free.
Can we? Dude, I quit. I can't do this. I can't stand by this. This is ridiculous. This is too much. This is too much. Where do you come up with this stuff?
It's just pops in my head, man.
I had a profound enlightenment for all our listeners out there.
Well, go ahead. Let's hear it.
I don't want it. No. This mom said, Plan B appeals are at an all-time high. What's that? Buy 4, get 1 free?
At Planned Parenthood. You didn't see that picture? Oh, of course you didn't see that picture. I posted a picture of...
No.
Like, I made... It was a joke. It's not real. But I made, like, a Planned Parenthood rewards card. And then, like, punched holes in the stars.
Of course you did. I told you, every time I see your name pop up on my social media, I skip right over. Like,
hater.
your story?
You're a hater.
Your story?
You're a hater. You're a hater.
No, I can't. Dude, I have to keep some ounce of goodness in me. I don't have much.
So what's that got to do with me?
Bro, you're a terrible influence.
Oh! I'm, like, if there was a person sitting right here, I'm the angel on the shoulder, you're the devil.
No.
Absolutely.
No. Okay, when it comes to, like, yes, do something, or no, don't do something, yes, okay, I'm going to tell you to do it all the time, because I'm like, do what makes you happy.
Okay.
But you.
Okay.
You are the thing that gets that dark thought to the brain. Like, someone could be sitting in a garden and they think of something sick. You're that thing that puts it there.
I'm the harbinger of bad ideas, is what you're saying.
Right. But when it comes to actually executing those bad ideas, you might be like, you might don't do that.
Well, that's true. Because, I mean, I have intrusive thoughts. Like I'll be driving down the highway, and I'll be like, yo, just go into oncoming traffic. And I'm like, no, don't do that. So, like, I think of all the horrible shit, but I don't act on it.
Right.
Maybe that's why we're so bad together, because, like, I think of all the horrible shit, and you're like, fuck it.
Let's do it. All right. That may be terrible, but it'll be all right. Do now, think later. That's my philosophy.
Not me. Overthink now, forget later.
How'd you get like that?
I have no fucking idea. I just been this way as long as I can remember.
I became a do now, think later person because it's like, I mean, you might not get later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might not get the chance later, so it's like...
I feel that. I'm that way in certain aspects of life.
Unless something's going to kill you.
Yeah.
But then I say, at that point, does it really matter? Like, we're dead? No. Alright, so do it.
It was on Hinge. And it's...
What is Hinge?
Hinge is a dating app.
Okay.
And it tells you when someone likes you, so you don't got to guess. Like, if someone swipes right on you, be like, yo, this person's feeling you. It tells you. So, and the way it works is they don't necessarily swipe right on you. They just, like, they'll like a picture or they'll like a post, and they'll say that, like, or they'll reply to it. Well, this chick replied to it. There's a picture of me standing downstairs in front of Archer's portrait holding a bag of Taco Bell. And she said, if you showed up like this when I was on my period, I would suck your dick every night.
Whoever she is, she needs an award.
And I had to swipe left and get rid of her.
Why?
Because she was only 21.
Okay.
I can't. That's too young for me. I'm 31, bro.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that, but like...
I do often forget that. Okay, what is the youngest that you would go?
It's hard to say because, like... Normally, I'm like... She has to at least to be able to legally buy her own drink.
Right. That's
21 though. But like
exactly.
Even that, like the only like it would have to be probably 24, 23, 24.
Why? What's the difference between a 21-year-old and a 24-year-old? Nothing.
No, the difference is how close they are into my little sister's age.
Ah. Okay. I don't think you should pigeonhole yourself like that.
Pigeonhole?
Bro, that was a quality woman. You know how hard it is to come by a woman that. Never mind. Whatever.
She looked unemployed.
I mean, hence why she was turned on by fucking Taco Bell.
I mean, mostly me, but the Taco Bell didn't hurt.
Nah, it was Taco Bell.
Bro, your boy calls waterfalls. It's like... You keep playing with me.
Y'all sitting in front of family. So, hey, what caught your eye about that bag of Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Man, I must say.
I'm also in
Chalupa.
Ooh. Chalupa and Fupa. Anyway, episode 10. What's been on your mind lately, man?
A lot of been.
What was that thing? We were watching Power, and you were like, "Hey, don't let me forget this thing I got for the podcast."
Man.
You said you remembered it.
No, it wasn't about that. It was something else.
What was it?
It's about this whole CDC debacle. Because
what debacle?
Because you're a pro vaccine.
Yeah.
And now vaccines out here giving people blood clots and.
Okay, so yes, you're right. It's only the Johnson & Johnson.
No.
Yes.
Time out. No, bro. The Pfizer and the other one was giving people some heart condition.
No. Here's the thing. What you gotta look at the background data, right?
You lucky Jamie not here.
Listen, you gotta look at the background data. Whenever something like that happens, because this happened with the Johnson & Johnson, they were getting those rare brain blood clots, right? So first you have to look at the actual condition, and you gotta look at how prevalent it is in the population without the vaccine. Right, so if it's a rare condition that 5 people out of 1 million get, right, without the vaccine, now you got to look at the vaccinated population and say how many people out of the vaccinated. So if it's still 5 out of 1 million vaccinated, you can't attribute it to the vaccination because that would happen regardless without the vaccination. And that's just how it works. And the beautiful thing about that is, even though it was right around the background level. When I say background, it's how often does it happen without the vaccine. They still stopped it, paused it, and said, "Hey, no more Johnson & Johnson until we figure this out." Mm-hmm. Which that's the beautiful thing about science, in my opinion, is like, science doesn't have a choice but to admit when it's wrong, because if it doesn't admit when it's wrong and constantly question itself, then your cell phone don't work. We don't got lights in the house. We don't got climate controlled air conditioning and heaters. Like, your car don't work. So you have to constantly question yourself. And it came to be that, it wasn't caused by that. So
heart inflammation, that's what it was. By the Pfizer and Moderna.
But what you got to do is you got to look at how often does that heart inflammation occur.
No, because the numbers. The thing about it is, bro, the numbers, because humans are involved, the numbers can be skewed. Just like the whole COVID thing. Every time someone went in the hospital and had fatigue and damn headaches, oh, they got COVID. Or there were so many times that people got tested, and they tested positive, and then they got retested. Oh, they're not positive. Or they got tested positive, and then they got tested for the antibodies. They didn't have the antibodies. So did they really have COVID? So I don't trust the numbers, bro. I just in this.
You obviously trust the numbers some because you believe that you're lending credence to the heart inflammation thing.
No, that just lends my point of how.
Well, if you don't trust numbers, then why do those numbers matter?
I bring it up just to bring up the point of the fallacies in this whole situation.
I feel like we could probably waste a lot of time on this topic.
It's not wasting. It's
because for every point you could come up with, I could come up with a counter one. Will be here forever.
I don't. Which brings me to my other point of how somehow fear has turned into a virtue. How?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, if you're not afraid of this COVID thing, then you're crazy, and something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Or if you're willing to go out in public, then you're crazy. Or you don't want to wear a mask. Oh my gosh, like.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Since when is
is
it cool to be scared and afraid?
No, I'm with you on that. 100%.
I don't know that.
I agree with you on that. 100%.
Maybe I am crazy.
No, when you look at the numbers, you know, the people that would like virtue signal and like bash, like me personally, I wore a mask when I was required to. I felt like it was the right thing to do. You know, I think other people should, but I'm not about to fucking open my phone camera and film myself berating this person for not wearing a mask because it makes me a superior human being. Like, I'm not about to do that. Like, I disagree with that 100%. Right? And I'm still going to go out. I'm not afraid of going out. Right? I mean, we're at the tail end of it now, right? Over half the country's vaccinated and where things are opening back up and we're starting to get back to normal. But back when I was having, I was like, I mean, yeah, I think that person should wear a mask, but I'm not about to do all that shit. Like, I'm wearing a mask. That's good enough for me. I would like for you to wear a mask, but I'm not about to fucking try and publicly shame you. Because I feel like I look like a bigger idiot trying to publicly shame you than you do for not wearing a mask. So, look, no, I'm with you on that 100%.
Why do people think they're so important to where they think people care about their opinion?
Yeah. You gotta be careful there. And the reason I say that is people have unearned arrogance, and I caught myself with that unearned arrogance a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. This girl on my Facebook, who I've been kind of like peeping for a little bit. She seems dope. I was on vacation, and it was pretty litty. And I saw that she had broke up with her man. So I, being the inebriated person that I was,
right,
slid in her DMs. It's like, yo, I understand you're going through this shit right now, but, you know, so your inbox is probably jumping. But whenever you're ready, I would like to take you out, blah, blah, blah. I woke up the next morning, I saw she hadn't read it yet. And I deleted that shit. And I was like, I deleted it. I was like, yo, why the fuck do I think that I have the answer to her problems right? You know what I'm saying? Like how arrogant was I feeling at that moment where I was like, you know what? You know what I'm saying?
It was big for
like, not cool. That shit is not cool. Like I thought way too highly of myself at that moment.
No, that's different.
It's so highly of myself. Like what I mean is like from her perspective, what differentiates me from all the other dudes hopping in her inbox? You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
When she go on a date, she'll find out.
Exactly, but she don't know that. She don't know how to differentiate that between all the other dudes. I mean, for instance, you skip everything I post.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's all she knows me from. So.
But. If she wants to find out.
No, but like.
My point is okay. She still has the option. She still has the option to either reply or ignore. Right.
Yeah.
But if I'm in person, like I no longer give you the option to either ignore me because you have ears, like there's no switch, but I'm going deaf. I don't want to hear what fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like so like you remove that person's option to be present in whatever bullshit you got coming out of your mouth. Or whatever opinion you have. I don't want to say bullshit because not all bullshit. But it's opinionated, it's subjective. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's just I'm not a big fan of just offering up my opinion. Like, it's like who? Yeah. Like I don't understand. Like that's the culture we live in. Just like the cancel culture. I'm offended culture. Like
100%.
Like why do you think you're so important?
Yeah.
To where just because you don't like something, then people have to stop doing it. Like.
No, I'm with you 100% on that. And then you just take a small gander into that person's lifestyle and you realize that they don't got anything in their life figured out. You know what I'm saying? So like they use it as a way to try to find fulfillment that makes them feel important. If they feel like they got the moral high ground, then their life is worth something. Because otherwise, if you look inside their home, wherever they're living, whether it's by themselves with their parents, whatever, like the shit's in disarray. So they got to find that fulfillment somewhere. And instead of putting in time and effort to organize their own life,
right,
and get their shit together, they go outside of that and say, "Hey, I want other people to validate me by virtue signaling," and it's bullshit, and it happens all the time. And the worst part about it, I think, is there are people out there who do have their life in order and who are making significant change and whose voices hold a lot of weight, right? And they get drowned out because everybody's saying something. So, anyway, I think we've been rambling for a minute now. So, you ready to go to the bar?
Right.
Happy Juneteenth.
Don't get me started.
Federal holiday.
Don't get me started.
I was off today.
Right.
I need this for editing.
The colonizers got the day off for giving us some shit that we shouldn't have been in the first place. Right.
Goddamn colonizers.